Wow, Josh Tomorrow dropped a lot of information about things coming to Walt Disney World. But should you believe the hype? Let's talk about it. Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm the Reina Creole, keeping it real when it comes to theme parks. And speaking of keeping it real, D23, which concluded out in LA this evening, had an experiences panel on Saturday where they announced a bunch of different things for their various parks around the world. Now, the only park that I truly care about right now is Walt Disney World Resort. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through what was announced at D23 for Walt Disney World Resort, give you what my initial impressions are of that announcement, and do a little bit of prognostication, especially when it comes to where I think these items are going to be placed within the park. So before I get started with that, please do your girl a favor. Please do hit that subscribe button. And when you do, make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when your girl has hot, fresh theme park content for you to enjoy. So with that said, let's get started. Now, as you can see up here on the splash page from the Disney Parks blog, the experiences showcase at D23 was titled Horizons. So they have all these things out here, but the items that are specific to Walt Disney World is going to be the Villains Land, the Monsters Incorporated Land, Tropical Americas, a Nighttime Parade, and Mando and Grogu. So I'm going to take you park by park to explain these items that are coming to Walt Disney World. Now, please keep in mind that I am just giving you my initial impressions of these attractions, and I will be doing a deep dive in videos in the future about these attractions. But for right now, I just want to rattle them off, let you know where they are, and give you my initial first impression, especially as someone who is constantly at the Walt Disney World Resort. So let's start here with, we're going to go park by park. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go to Tropical Americas over here, which is located actually in the Animal Kingdom. So over here, the Disney Parks blog, Indiana Jones and Encanto confirmed for Animal Kingdom. As you can see with the artwork here, you've got the casita here to the left, the Mayan temple up here. This looks like perhaps some shopping entryway there, a carousel. That's probably a restaurant, but let's find out a bit more. According to Disney Experiences chairman Josh D'Amaro, as they explained at D23, work on this new 11-acre section of the park is set to begin later this year. And just like Harambe, the land feels lived in with a long, rich history. Plus, there's a large hacienda, which will be one of the largest quick service restaurants at Walt Disney World Resort. So here's some artwork that shows the opening of how you get into Pueblo Esperanza, which I believe Pueblo Esperanza means town of hope. If it's anything like Harambe, it looks like a place that's been there for I don't know how long. So hopefully they will copy the same authenticity to Tropical Americas. Now, there's actually going to be space lush and sprawling. There's going to be a large fountain center where villagers like to gather and tell stories. There's going to be a carousel with wooden animals that are hand carved. Hand carved wooden animals are not something that's unheard of in the animal kingdom. Just looks like they're bringing this over to this new Encanto area. So you see here is the carousel that they're going to have, again with the individual carved animals. It's not something that's innovative, but it does look like something that is going to fit in very easily and handily with the theming of the animal kingdom. Now, this area, before I forget, is going to replace Dino Land. So goodbye, Chester and Hester's primeval world, is gone. There's like a big hole back there right now. So that's where Encanto Land is going to go. Or should I say Pueblo Esperanza? Probably what I'm going to call it from now on because I like saying that. The next part that's going on here in this area is an Indiana Jones experience. Now, what they are doing is say goodbye to dinosaur because the dinosaur's attraction is going to be taken over with this Indiana Jones theming. Now, I have gone on the Indiana Jones attraction at Disneyland. So it's basically the same ride system as over in Dinosaur. However, this is going to be a new experience with a perfectly preserved Maya temple. Okay, when we talk about tropical Americas, all right, you've got Encanto, which is Colombia, and then you have Maya, which is Mexican Yucatan Peninsula. Okay, just putting that out there. So apparently in this new temple, there's a piece. 3, 2, 1. So apparently Indiana Jones has heard rumors about a mythical creature deep in the temple, and he's got to see for himself. So he brings us along in an adventure. But will there be snakes? We'll just have to wait and see. Of course there's going to be snakes. Indiana Jones, of course, it's going to be snakes. So there you can see like the ride vehicle. Again, it looks like the ride vehicle from Dinosaur, but it looks like they're going to be changing up the various sets and areas within the attraction to fit with this new storyline. Moving on over here to Encanto, of course, this ride through attraction is going to feature the beloved Madrigal family from the Walt Disney Animated Studios film, of course, Encanto, which I did enjoy watching. Inside the casita, Antonio has just received his special gift, the ability to communicate with animals, and his room has been transformed into a rainforest. It's time to go explore alongside him, and you never know what member of the family you might bump into. And you see the whole Madrigal family here. It looks like these ride vehicles are brightly colored benches. I see the capybaras that are over there. I am actually quite excited about this attraction. When I heard they could possibly be bringing Encanto over into the animal kingdom, I said the only way that that's really going to work is if they come at it from Antonio's gift, because his gift, again, is communicating with animals. Animal conservation is basically the main objective of the Animal Kingdom Park. I figured that would fit in nicely, especially with little kids, teaching them about animals. So very happy about this attraction. And as you can see there, there's the casita. Looks beautiful in the concept art. Construction on the land is set to begin this fall and will open in 2027. So apparently you're going to have time to experience Dinosaur again and get that dino while they are working on this. And the next thing we have here is Zootopia Better Together. So this is going to take guests on an adventure through different biomes seen in the film and opens next winter. So basically December 2025 for this particular attraction. So remember, it's tough to be a bug. It's going to go bye-bye. As you see here, the newest show coming to the Tree of Life Theater. The Tree of Life Theater is where the show It's Tough to Be a Bug currently resides. So bye-bye Flick and friends. Hello Judy Hopps and her peeps. So again, that's going to be coming next winter. So anywhere between December, December 2025 through January 2026. So if I had to sum up my feelings about what's coming to Animal Kingdom, overall, I'm okay with it. I really wish Dinosaur could stay the way that it is. Kids love dinosaurs. I don't see a reason why they would like to change that, but it looks like what they're going to do. So if they provide a new journey for Indiana Jones, that could be interesting, but I don't like homogenizing the parks. I mean, Indiana Jones, that was a West Coast thing. Why should we have to bring it over to Walt Disney World? But they're going to anyway. I'm totally down with Encanto, completely down, especially as I have family history from Colombia. So I am very, very excited about this addition coming to the park. Now, Zootopia coming to the park, I do not believe Zootopia really belongs in the animal kingdom. I think that really should go in the studio. There's nothing really, I think, with regards to conservation, animal conservation with Zootopia. And I also don't like that they're going to be putting it into the Tree of Life and getting rid of It's Tough to Be a Bug. But this is what they're going with. So I'm not really looking forward to that one too much. I'm looking forward to Encanto. As for the dates for some of the stuff that's given, I'll talk about that at the end of this video. All right, now let's hop on over to Disney's Hollywood Studios. So let's see. We've got Mando and Grogu. So again, from the Disney Parks blog, we've got a new mission featuring Mando and Grogu coming to Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Now, for those of you who do not know, Smuggler's Run has a character of Hondo that you're basically finding coaxium for, so we can sell it. Well, not sell it, but get it to the Resistance. Either way, now they're going to be updating that with Mandalorian and with Grogu. So this is slated to come to Disney's Hollywood Studios in 2026 to coincide with the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Now they're going to be updating the visuals in this particular attraction. We're going to be using Unreal Engine. Apparently the attraction currently uses Unreal Engine for its rendering, but they need a new version because frankly, the current version of Unreal Engine and the current renderings that they show in this attraction are not too good. So I'm looking forward to seeing if they upgrade the graphics as they should. Okay, so now that we've talked about Mando and Grogu and the update to Smuggler's Run over in Galaxy's Edge, let's go over here to Monsters Incorporated Land. Monsters Incorporated Land announced for Hollywood Studios. Now, this whole thing with the door coaster has been out there for some time. That's been talked about, but this is the first time that it's been officially announced as, yes, this is a real thing that is coming to Hollywood Studios. So if you remember the part in Monsters Inc. where they had to find Boo's door and they're going through and jumping from all these doors and everything, really great part of the film. So it looks like they are trying to recreate it with this particular attraction where, you're sitting here with a lap bar and you're kind of swinging back and forth and all that. Looks really cool. But with that attraction, of course, it's going to be placed in Monstropolis. Now, if you've ever done the laugh floor over at the Magic Kingdom, you kind of get a little bit of an idea of what being in Monstropolis is like, but this would be a recreation, literally, from the film. So this Monsters Inc. inspired area is where you'll be able to stroll the streets along with some of your favorite monsters. And it picks up after the event of Monsters Inc. And now humans are invited to visit the world of Monsters Incorporated, and monsters need laughter to power the city and keep it running smoothly. So I think this is a really good addition for families with more things to do, and expanded with the amount of things to do, more time people spend at the park, because Hollywood Studios is basically a half a day park right now. But what concerns me for the most part is where they're going to put this. Hollywood Studios is very confined for space, and this looks a lot like the Streets of America. Is it Streets of America? I think it's Streets of America. No, 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 no. Over there now where they have Muppet Vision. I hope that they don't get rid of that for this, but the fact that they're yeeting dinosaur, it's not out of the ordinary to think that they're going to possibly yeet the Muppets, especially given the time frame that they're trying to do this in. But speaking of time frame, we didn't really get one for this one. So they could be floating this out there. Who knows what's going to happen with it? But we don't have a date. We don't have a date for this. So I will keep you up to date as to further developments. All right, now let's get to my favorite park. And of course, that would be the Magic Kingdom. And one thing I'm excited about with this here is that there is an all-new nighttime parade coming to the Magic Kingdom, summer of 2025. This is desperately needed over at the Magic Kingdom. We haven't had an evening parade since Spectral Magic went goodbye, and that was one of my favorite nighttime parades next to the GOAT, which is, of course, the Main Street Electrical Parade. So this is something that is a very, very welcome addition to Magic Kingdom. So Disney Starlight, which is what the parade is called, will continue the nighttime spectacular legacy started by the Main Street Electrical Parade, using the latest technology to tell new stories about the characters that you love, with all of this brought to life by the magic of the Blue Fairy, in addition to beloved characters from Walt Disney Animated Studios films Peter Pan, Encanto, Frozen, and more. Now, in the back of my brain, I think Tokyo Disneyland did something like this, and that parade was freaking awesome. So if they're just going to copy that and drop it over in the Magic Kingdom, I would not be upset. So remember, summer 2025. Very much looking forward to this coming to fruition. So over at the Magic Kingdom, there's actually going to be 2 new Cars attractions. And this is going to be part of the Beyond Big Thunder Mountain expansion, which some of you have probably heard of. So the Cars section is going to be coming to a reimagined section of Frontierland at the Magic Kingdom. So they're going to be expanding that American West theme. You're going to have one attraction that's like an off-roader kind of thing going on. As you can see through here, there are no tracks. They're kind of just off-roading and having a good time going through puddles and mud and dirt and stuff like that, dodging geysers and splashing through mud holes, which is what Mater likes to do. And for the smaller kids, like a little, little ride. This looks kind of reminds me of the Speedway, but themed towards cars. So I don't know if this will be exactly like Radiator Springs Racers over at Disneyland. We'll see. But work on this space will begin in early 2025. Now, let's get to what I think is the biggest announcement, and that would be for Villains Land. I know for myself and lots of other people that I know, we've been clamoring for Villains Land, would love to have a Villains Land, and it looks like Disney is trying to give that to us. So according to Josh D'Amaro, he said that this new land will be home to the Disney villains we know and loathe from our favorite Disney Animation Studios classic films, which means Happily Ever After may feel just like a distant dream. And one thing to note about this villains land, which from artwork that I've seen or artist renderings that I've seen, it's actually back behind where the new Cars Land is going to be. There isn't a date that was given for this particular attraction about when work was going to start on it or anything like that. So my impression, and this is just me, is that Disney dropped this in here to compete with the Dark Universe announcement from Universal Orlando that's going to be at Epic Universe. Wouldn't be out of the question. Now, we really didn't forget about EPCOT, right? Well, there's a reimagined test track that is going to be opening in 2025. There's construction going on over there now at EPCOT for this update. I'll be bringing you guys information about the construction process as it goes along. This one is going to contain new show scenes that will be added, showcasing technological advances and how our lifestyles and relationships to mobility connect everyone. We've got a joyride through scenes, trip through a scenic outdoors route, reminding us of all the joys of driving, taking in the world around us, and spending quality time with friends and family. That's kind of interesting. I just hope they have the part outside still where you're just like going off really fast and crazy. But this is something that's been in the works for quite some time. So hopefully it says opening in 2025. We don't know exactly when in 2025 they're saying it's going to open. So basically it can be, I don't think it's going to be January 2025. I know that much, but don't worry. I'll keep you guys updated. Now, there's two additional things to note from D23 for Walt Disney World, and that will be two new lounge spaces announced. Now, opening in 2025, we're going to have a new lounge inspired by Spaceship Earth, and I believe this is taking over where the Siemens VIP pavilion was inside of Spaceship Earth. Of course, Spaceship Earth sponsored by Siemens. So it looks like it's just going to have the same type of, theming here, drinks, stuff like that. Kind of another place to like get away, from the heat and everything. But this is all that they've mentioned. So nothing about pricing or the exact offerings, just, basically a lounge. And the one that I am interested in, of course, is the updates to tavern themes to Pirates of the Caribbean. So they said tavern, so I'm thinking this is going to be Tortuga Tavern. Set course for the Magic Kingdom. First announced at Destination D23 last year, which they did. This rambunctious watering hole will offer a welcoming haven for all pirate kind, big and small, everyone in between. So basically, you're just going to have pirates roaming around, serving you grog and stuff like that, So Both spaces will welcome their first guests in 2025. Again, does not say specifically when in 2025, but announcements should be forthcoming. And of course, I will keep you posted. So you're probably wondering, well, Lorena, how do you feel about these announcements? Well, Disney had to do something because Epic Universe has a preview center and all of that going on. So Disney's back was pretty much against the wall with this. Several of these things we've heard before. Again, like with the Monsters Inc. door coaster, that's something that was rumored like 15 years ago that they're finally deciding to put out there in the ether and says, hey, we're going to work on it. I appreciate the plussing up that they're trying to do with the Magic Kingdom, but a lot of it seems reactionary instead of being proactive. It's not a surprise or news to anyone that attendance at Walt Disney World has been dropping. At the Q3 earnings call, Disney did say that they expect for attendance to be down for the next several quarters. It's not like back in the day when Disney would announce something and they would make good on when that attraction was going to open and function. We've had the Tron coaster that took years to put together, and then when it finally came to fruition years after it was first announced, it was nothing really like the concept art, and it was a letdown. Then we have Tiana's Bayou Adventure that still can't run in a steady state. So now we're kind of at the point where Disney needs to prove that they're going to do what they say that they're going to do. And you've noticed they've just given you years of when either construction is going to start or when something's going to be available, or they just put it out there like Monsters Incorporated and didn't give any date whatsoever. So why am I saying all this? What I'm saying is D23 gave us some exciting announcements. And you have to remember that's an audience that is full of pixie dusters who are very dispositioned positively towards Disney no matter what, especially considering the ticket price to get in there. But for those of us who have tight budgets to manage, you got to show me. So let's see if Disney delivers when it comes to the small things. Let's see. Let's get that parade out there, that evening parade, get that out there and running just, swimmingly. Get that done. Get Tortuga Tavern up there, and running. Let's see some serious construction going on over there in the Animal Kingdom. Disney has a lot to prove to us paying customers. So that D23 thing, while it's great to see all of that, it's really not made for us paying money to go. It's really made for their stockholders to have faith in the company. So keep that in mind. It's great to be excited about these things. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But as we learned from Tron and Tiana's Bayou Adventure, right now when Disney says they're going to build something, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to start building it right away. Either way, I will keep my eye on what's going on with these park developments and keep you all informed as always. So now that I've given you my spicy take, what's your take on what's going on with these D23 announcements for Walt Disney World? Are you excited? Are you just like, I'm just so over it? Or you're kind of just waiting and seeing what's going to happen? I would love to hear from you. So if you got some value out of this video, please do your girl a favor. Please do hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.